met, some of you have not, but that's the power of networking in my opinion. Being in a room with someone who you don't know how can potentially change your life, how you can change theirs, catching up with old friends and old faces is always amazing. So my name is Tion and I am a communications coach. I have a background in sales and property, and what I found was the people who are best at communication often, even if they weren't the best at sales, they got the better opportunities. People brought them things they wouldn't normally bring them. They made better connections, better relationships. And communication is a skill. Some people who aren't born with it can learn it. And in fact, you can argue, the worse you are, the better you are. Because now you know, oh shit, I have to change what I'm doing. You can't be in a room in a corner, not speaking to people while everyone else is communicating. That's money being lost. That's business being lost. So what I aim to do with my clients is to make them unforgettable. When it comes to networking, when it comes to public speaking, when it comes to pitching, the mistake a lot of people make is that we're average. And when you're average, you're easily forgotten. It's about making sure you become memorable, unforgettable. So whenever somebody thinks of an investor, a deal sourcer, you're their main person they go to. They remember you when they spoke to you at that networking event. They remember, oh wow, that person made me feel good. That person took an interest in me. And communication is the secret language for that. So there's 4 things we're going to go over. Number 1 is bias. Number 2 is warmth and competence. Number 3 is the art and study of physiognomy. And number 4 are conversation movers. I'll explain a bit more about each of them as we go into them, but we can have a bit of an agenda as to what we're going to be talking about. Amazing. So bias is very, very interesting. Because if somebody has a bad bias on you, they will do everything in their mind and in their power to confirm that bias. So even if you bring them an amazing deal, the best deal you've ever brought them, they've ever seen, their bias, right? Their bias will convince them that that deal matches you, aka it doesn't work, aka it's not for them. And the opposite is true for good bias. When you prove it to somebody that you know how to speak with them, taking an interest in them, any deal you bring them, it could be bad, it could be good, results in either a deal or an opportunity. What I mean by that is, of course, a deal is a deal. An opportunity, however, is, Tion, at the moment, this deal doesn't work for me. However, I know my friend who this would be perfect for. The key thing is, when you get good bias with someone, they will always try their best to help you. Because again, it's biased. They want to feel validated in themselves and their judgment in you. So they will do everything in their power to uphold that. Again, this is the secret language that people speak. Communication isn't just what you say, it's how you make someone feel. Maya Angelou is a poet from the 60s, and that's one of her most famous quotes. People don't remember what you say, they remember how you make them feel. So always go into a conversation with that mindset, whether that's business, relationships, deals, you will not regret it. Again, most people aren't bad communicators. We're just average. The society we've grown up in, we've been raised to be polite. A key thing is we've actually been taught to lie from very, very young. And you're probably thinking, my mom didn't raise me to be no liar. What I mean by that is when you walk into a job, or when you walk into a deal, when you walk into an interview and you're not having the best day, we've been taught to put a smile on our face. That's a form of lying. However big, however small, it still is lying. You're concealing your true feelings. And that actually hinders communication. Because when you don't portray how you feel, when you don't take an interest in other people, that hinders communication. And my job is to make you unforgettable. It's to make it so every time you open your mouth, people remember you for you. There's nothing more than when it comes to interacting with people than warmth and competence. Competence is communicating your value, so your deals, your work, what you've done in the past, how much money you've made. Your warmth is about your story, your values, your ethics. You can't have one without having the other. To have a successful relationship in business, in life, with your kids, with your partners, you need to show warmth, you need to show competence. Competence is what makes people want to hear you out, want to hear out what you have to say. However, when it comes to doing the deal, you need warmth. Warmth is what makes people trust you. We're human, we're not business people. We're humans first, then we're business people. This goes back to our limbic brains, to our emotions. We need to feel and trust the people that we're doing business with to have a good relationship with them. First is competence, second is warmth. You need to marry these two. Of course, some people have more than the other. It's about understanding who you're dealing with and which one to lean into more. Again, competence is skills, your work in your business. Warmth is your ethics, your values, and your stories. Question for you. When it comes to weighing up whether to do business with someone or not, when it comes to you specifically, do you think you lean into more competence